All right, thanks, Johnny. And welcome. Sports Instead hits the airwaves running on a Tuesday. We don't normally bring in a guest right off the gate, but we don't normally get the Women's Basketball Hall of Famer and University of Hartford women's coach Jen Rizzotti, who has practiced to get to. So I wanted to talk to Jen and get her on the air. Coach, how are you? How was Cancun?
It was nice and warm. I heard it was really cold up here during Thanksgiving holiday.
Well, I was in Puerto Rico the week before, so I can't complain to anybody.
Yeah, well, we brought a little bit of the warm weather back with us. It hasn't been too cold since we've been back, but it was a good trip.
Did Sully get suntan?
No, he put on a lot of sunscreen. He's
Nice.
Irish, so you know how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just indicating that he was the one who was out in the sun while you were staying taking care of the basketball duties and the kid duties and stuff.
We had equal responsibility there. So
You played pretty well there, but you weren't able to get a victory. How did you like how your kids performed in an unusual setting at the Hard Rock Hotel?
Actually, I think we got a lot accomplished during the trip. I mean, obviously, you always want to win, so you don't want to take any, victories as moral victories, but you also want to be pleased when you feel like you play well. And the three teams we played down there were the best three teams on our schedule so far, and we lost by an average of 9 or 10 points, so we really did compete well. We were in every game. We gave ourselves opportunities to win, and I saw a lot of growth. So I'm pretty pleased. I'm really, more importantly, hoping we can carry that over to some wins this month.
Right. You go to Dartmouth. You play an unusual afternoon doubleheader with the men on Thursday. This is not to mean the people of Hanover, New Hampshire, but I don't know if there's ever been a bigger culture shock than going from Cancun to Hanover, New Hampshire.
Yeah, well, we're kind of used to that. I mean,
Right.
we normally go to some nicer places over Thanksgiving and then come back to snow. So more importantly, I just want their minds to be right, and I want them to be focused on, carrying over the effort that they showed in Cancun and now bringing it into a more favorable schedule for us where, after we play at Dartmouth, we've got 4 consecutive home games, and we've only played at home once. So We're hoping to make sure that we get some great wins under our belt heading into the next holiday over Christmas.
Through the 7 games, Jen, what do you like best about what your team's accomplished starting with the Cornell game and through Saturday?
Well, I'm really pleased with our senior leadership at this point. I feel like they're playing with a lot of maturity and a good sense of urgency about, their focus and what needs to get done for us to be successful. We have a sophomore point guard that's playing really well right now. I feel like she grew a lot last year, having to run the point for us as a freshman, and she's really playing at a much higher, grade level than she actually is. So, and I feel like we've got some special kids that are young as well. I mean, in our sophomore and freshman class that just need to continue to grow. So our first 5 has been pretty solid and pretty consistent. We just need to keep developing our bench and getting confidence from other guys that can score some points for us when people start to shut down our older players.
And one of those older players, Cheryl Moore, had a great 3 games and was named to the all-tournament team in Cancun.
Yeah, I was just really proud of her. She's been, fairly inconsistent up to this point in her career, and I really wanted her to have a kind of a breakout year. She was, 3rd team all-conference last year, but I still felt like she knows she could have performed on a more consistent level, and so far she's been our best player. She's been our most consistent. She's smart defensively. She's getting our players organized, and she's playing like a senior. She's playing like she's supposed to, and I'm really happy for her.
The other reason I wanted to get Jennifer on before practice was we will be together with 2 old friends, Kevin Ollie and Daron Sheffer, on Saturday night at Beth David Synagogue in West Hartford for what should be an interesting benefit called Bridges, Bonds, and Basketball.
Yes.
I think it's going to be fun. And I was thinking, this grouping is ironic because I started doing the games in 92, 93, and the 3 of you were all at UConn, all youthful exuberance and all of that, and you've all gone on to great things in your career. And well, I'm still doing this, but it's fun, and I think that's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen Daron since college, and obviously I've followed Kevin's career, but we were all, pretty much lead guards at the same time at Connecticut when both programs were arriving on the national scene on a pretty regular basis. So it's kind of fun to think about being in the same room together and talking about our experiences and how much basketball really brings together so many different people across the country, across religions, and across the world.
D-Row will be there as well, and there's nobody better known in the state than DeRoe. We'll have a silent auction and dessert at 7:30. Programs at 8. Tickets are available, $50 for adults, $25 for students. People can go to BethDavidWH.org or call the synagogue at 860-236-1241. Jen, I know you got to run. Thanks for a few minutes. Safe travels up to Dartmouth. If you see my guy Jeff Dooley on the bus, tell him to behave. And we will. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jen. Jennifer Rizzotti. And again, that is BethDavidWH.org or call the synagogue 860-236-1241. The proceeds will benefit the Beth David Synagogue, the Yukon Health Center, and Hayuli, which is a healing center in Israel. It's called Bridges, Bonds, and Basketball, 8 o'clock at Beth David Synagogue in West Hartford on Saturday night with Jen Rizzotti, Kevin Ollie, and Daron Sheffer. All right, 3:12. We'll take a break. We'll get into the body of the show. It's Sports and State on a Tuesday on WTIC News Talk 1080.